episode 4, our used things. We still have this little bin left. The things that I had extra from the last one, I'm not putting back in this because the whole point was to use what was in here. They're in another bin that we will use next. But I still have these cards, which I think will get carried over to next month. I don't know. Maybe I'll be able to use these. We shall see. But a lot of sequins left. I have like leftover mixture of sequins, random feather, one brad, and this button. So bear with me. I got a really good idea to use up these sequins and to use up more sequins that I have from Spiegelman's scrap, since I have such a giant stash of them. So I'm going to work with the Paper Issues Scrapless Sunday for March 22nd, which was just last Sunday. I'm going to work with that, and I'm going to work with some of this Chamel Never Grow Up, and I have a really fun idea for the scrap lift. So that's what I'm going to do. All right, let's see what happens, I guess. Alrighty, here we go. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to just trim down my photos really quick. I have these 2 adorable photos of my son from 5 years ago. Actually, 6 years ago? Yeah, 6 years ago. It's just cute photos, random day. He was playing on his like jungle mat thing, and he was obsessed with that little bird. And there's so many bird things and Never Grow Up. I thought this would be perfect. And it's funny because I chose that, and then I don't even end up using any of the feather puffy stickers, but that's besides the point. So I showed you that snippet of the Scrap Lift Sunday, and so I really wanted to use this specialty vellum paper. It's polka dot with some polka dot silver in it as well. So I wanted to use that as my elements, my big triangle elements like in the scrap lift, and I wanted to create giant shaker pockets. Now apparently I'm not very good at doing this like whole askew like triangle thing, because in my head they look more symmetrical than I wanted them to. So basically what I did is I just traced them on the back side and then cut on the inside out and then taped them down. And then now I was debating if I should just do 2 layers of it and make it just clear, but then I realized, it's going to go on a pocket page. You're going to see like whatever's behind it. So I decided to pick out a pattern paper and back that. So that's what I was just doing. And then now I lined each pocket with some fun foam strips, or not fun foam, those little Doris skinny strips. And now I'm going to add a bunch of sequins. So I ended up using up my pack from Creative Cuts Club. I also end up using using out my whole stash of white out. Using the tiny little wood hearts that say love. Earthly Treasures also has more of those tiny little hearts that say love. And then I also end up using up Spring Break, except for like a ton of the silver stars that stick in my packet, so I just have that kind of hanging out on my desk to use when I ever need silver stars. So I end up using up all of those sequins, which is awesome. Made some room in my stash. I still have a lot more I should use up before I can purchase more. And I started sewing this around the edge on my sewing machine, and I kept jamming it, and I think I did something kind of sticky not too long ago, and I was too lazy to fix it right then and there, so I ended up hand stitching and then stopping the video and then forgetting to record when I put all the washi tape down. So I hand stitched around the entire layout with some green thread, and then I put borders of 3 different kinds of washi tapes around the edges to kind of just give them like a clear edge, and then you couldn't see my wonky cutting at all. So that is what you're looking at now. And then I'm just putting some layers of from the 6x8 pad of Never Grow Up behind my photos. But yeah, I just had some washi tape in my stash. I had that thicker yellow, is like a chevron, and then on the inside I put like a turquoise color, and then the outside a bright green color. So I picked this green, I think it's just like a leaf pattern, to put behind the shaker pockets. And I really love them. I give them a little shake at the very end of the video. They are fun. They're whimsical. They add a bunch of glitter and glitz. It was a really good way to use up some sequins. And yeah, I love it. It's fun and bright. And just a fun page for just a random day. So yeah, I used up 1, 2, 3, 4, basically 5 packs. I just finished off 5 packs of sequins from Spiegel Mom Scraps, which is awesome. None of them were like super full, except for my Creative Cuts Club one. But that's it. That was the only one that was full, and that's always a smaller bag anyway. So yeah, that was fun to use those up. So now I'm just adding finishing doing the layers. I'm going to add some foam behind the bottom photo. I'm trying to remember if I add it on the top photo too. Trimming it down a little better here. I was trying to remember and that horrible glare. I did not realize I had that horrible glare on that photo up on the top. It is very dim in my basement, and it's hard to get even lighting with I have like one of those OT lights, and I wish it was wider so it gave you a bigger cast instead of how narrow it is. I probably could get a new one, but once again, lazy. Well, and it's like, that's more money and it works, so I'm not too worried about it. I apologize. That was my cat falling because she thought my light box was a solid object she could step on. Cats are supposed to be able to jump, right? Why? My cats can't jump, I swear. They can't. Yeah, I have one of those light photo boxes, and she thought, yeah, I'll step down on this off the window ledge. Nope. Came crashing down. All right, so now I'm flicking through because I decided, yep, birds. I need more birds. After I layered that one 6x8 paper under the one photo, I grabbed the 12x12 thinking I was going to fussy cut, and I decided to go a little simpler than that, kind of ditched that idea. Had this strip, branding strip with feathers on it. Right there. So I'm going to fussy cut those out, and magic, bam, they're done. And I also was going to do some stamping. I really like the stamps in a lot of the new collections this year. And so I made sure to get them if I really liked them, even if I was hesitant, because I want to do more stamping in general. So I decided I was going to stamp my title and also stamp a bunch of stuff around the layout as well. There's these cute little hearts on there. There's a like banner piece that to me kind of looked like ripped washi tape. So I'm going to do a couple things with that, but just kind of cutting some little slits in my feathers so they look more feather-like instead of like just little pieces of colored paper. Give them a little texture. And so first I'm going to put down, so this is that banner. I'm using this Distress Oxide, it's straw or something. Oh, I don't remember. But just kind of putting it under where I'm going to put the feather clusters, almost like I said, almost like a grounding thing, almost like a washi strip. Just to kind of ground them, give them a little more interest. Like if you put a label or something, you know. And then there's this cute little speech bowl with a heart in it that you can separate, and then the word love, which is super cute. So I'm going to stamp love. That's going to be part of my title. And then next, and I'm just doing that in black. And then I'm going to do the speech bowl with the solid heart, and they are 2 separate pieces. So I feel like when I put the speech bowl back on when I put it on my acrylic block, I probably didn't keep it nice and circular. So I think it looks a little wonky, but I think it'll be okay. So I stamped that down, and then there's an outline of heart as well. So then I'm going to do a couple clusters of outline of hearts, and then a couple with the solid heart and the outline heart. And yeah, I'm going to just stamp around and do that, and then put down my photos so then I can put down my feather clusters here in a minute. There's also a cute little cardinal on the stamp set, so I'm going to stamp him in red. I get out Candy Apple from my Pink Fresh little blocks. I love the Pink Fresh little block inks. I like the blocks because I don't stamp enough, and I feel like they would dry out even faster, or I would waste more if I had the big ones. And this way I can have a bunch of little multiple different colors. They go with pretty much everything. And I don't have a ton of space either, so I like the little blocks. I like having the little blocks, and as I run out, I run out. Not a big deal. let's see. Yep, looking for that candy apple red. And at first I was thinking about doing a couple different birds, and I decided to just keep it simple. Don't do it literal and put birds everywhere, even though I love birds. I'll stamp down that little cardinal. I got them a little close. There's a stamp that says Everyday Magic. I kind of skipped over that. I ended up washi taping over the word magic and all the extra stuff and everyday. So then I stamped everyday for part of my title. So my title says Everyday Love, and then it's got the little bird in front of it and then little heart clusters. So now I'm just putting all my little feather clusters in there. And I ended up, I had that acrylic or acetate blue feather in the bin that I keep showing you. I did not put it in during this. I did not put it on the page after I took the photo, and I didn't realize till right before I was going to do this voiceover that I never put it on the page, and why not? So I did add it, and I did add journaling. They will not be in the photos, unfortunately. I did it after the fact. And once again, I'm slightly lazy, so I did not want to retake my photos because the photos I had done were already good enough for me. So I did end up using that little acetate blue feather, and I added it to the cluster actually right by the title because it's the only cluster that doesn't have 3 feathers. So it worked out really well. Let's see. Just finishing up the stamping. And then pretty soon I will bring in some, I'm just adding a few more little outline hearts here and there. And then I have these random heart stickers. I think I got them at Joann's. They're that brand, what is it? Oh yeah, it's Ms. Sparkle & Co. I've got a lot of random stuff. They're always in their like dollar spot at Joann Fabrics. So I'm just sprinkling some of those, the yellow, the green, the blue around. There you go, is my little shake. Here's a last look at the final layout. Thanks for watching. Come back next week. Bye.